Okay, so I am filming this on the 19th. I should know what date that was. It was a pretty prominent date for me. Like, no, yeah. But anyways, this is going to be uploaded next Wednesday, which will be after a very important date that I don't even think I need to tell you guys what that date is. It's actually the day right after. So that's even a bit bigger, and it's even more of a hint to you guys. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the small comic reviews. Now, I have to return these books, so I can get more books. It's essentially, it's 10 items total. Two of them are movies. I don't review movies on this channel. Even if I did, I didn't finish those movies. There are movies I was going to watch with my nephew, and it's kind of like, oh, he doesn't want to watch them, and am I really going to watch these two movies myself? Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't, but I really don't feel like watching them. And plus, I need to return them. It's just so I can get more books, because 10 minus 50 is a good number. It's more like 10 minus, 48, if I did the math correctly. So, that all being said, let's get into it. Starting with The End of the Fucking World. This one was weird, but in a good way. A lot of these reviews I am going to keep it vague because I don't want to spoil too much about what happens in them. But if you like comics that just go there and that you start on page 1 and you don't expect anything and you finish it and you're like, my god, if I hadn't spoiled anything, I wouldn't have liked it. This is your cup of this is what you want to read. It somehow, with what happens, is very low key, which is insane to think about. Oh, and out of 10, I would give it a 8.5. It's also a quick read. Like, honestly, I was like, that's it, but well, we're done. Like, it's very fast paced, and for an OGN, that's always good in my book. You'll see one OGN that I got for this time around. So this little pile was the in between pile, the to keep me satiated until the next bigger pile, the in betweeners, the appetizer, if you will. That's actually what I should call it. And then the main course is when I have the big pile I'll show you. So the main course has a book in there. Oh my god, my brain is actually working tonight. But the main course has a comic that is like a graphic novel OGN that is so damn thick. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it all in one sitting. And what's unfortunate is it doesn't go by chapter. It doesn't even have the common courtesy to do that. I still have books from like way back. I still have D-Day, and as of this recording, I still have D-Day. I still have Hazards of Love. That was from like before I went on vacation in April. I would have been this. I don't know why I'm doing this. That was like, it's like damn. I guess that's what doing like trying to things like that. I don't know. But anyways, moving on. Gotham Academy. This series has been an insane thrill ride because the first time I read it, I'm just gonna merge the first and second times into one because it's the same diff. I didn't like it, and the second time I tried to, I think the first time I just didn't even get past the first volume, but the second time I got past the first 3, and this is the second series. There's 2 series. One was first semester, this is the second semester. But I read all of first semester, and the second semester I was like, I'm done. I'm done with the series, and I threw it away. Didn't think to reread it until much later. And when I did, I complete turnaround. This is the ultimate advertisement for why you should reread comics. Not why you should reread comics, but why I reread comics more. Of course you too, but more for why I like to reread comics. Even comics that I have like completely bastardized, because this was one of them. Not completely, but I did bastardize it pretty heavily. I did judge it pretty harshly. And when I reread it for the third time, and the third time was the charm. And I fell in love with it. The characters, the story was pretty damn good. Just the overall chemistry, the pacing of the comic was pretty damn good too. Not perfect, but pretty damn good. And like it went from a 4 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. That is how drastically my thoughts changed on Gotham Academy. 8 out of 10. It's a nice light-hearted comic that I would say is good for teens. There's nothing in it that I'll say no. Tweens and up can read it. There's nothing in it that's like, it may be a little scary for a little kid. There's some elements in it, but it's perfect for that young adult crowd. Like, tailor made for them, but also enjoyable to anybody older than tween. Any age demographic in general. Quest aside, also like Gotham Academy, I didn't like too much, but I liked half of this book. Half of this book, it was the second half I liked a lot more. Now I liked it all 5 issues. Really damn good. Don't know what I was on to not like this book. 8 out of 10. It is like, the only criticism I will give this book is that there is no reason to censor the language. This comes off as childish, and this comic is not really that. It's going for a teen audience. I think the teens can hear some uncensored F words and S words. Unless you're going for a comedic censoring, then in that case, fine. Censor it to your delight. But no reason to, especially when it's an indie publisher and it's Vault, no reason to censor the dialogue. The swearing, I mean. But other than that, it's a super nitpick. But other than that, I really love this one. This is another one that is more character driven, but unlike Gotham Academy, Gotham Academy had more of a story to it. Obviously, this one has a story to it, but it's it's really kind of laid back. Honestly, the story that is there, it doesn't seem to be too important. Rather, it's the character growth and all that other stuff that makes this comic. There is a story to it. Beware the Planet of the Apes is leaps and bounds better than the David F. Walker series. And it's just like consistently good, perfect pacing, and I want more of this. I know it's a prequel to the original movies, but I want maybe honestly what they should do is they should do in between Planet of the Apes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 volume each, written by Mark Guggenheim. That would be perfect. Because that, I would actually watch those movies, even the ones that people don't like as much as the first one. I would still check out those movies just to have more context to this narrative. This is if the movie, and I'm sure the movie is good, obviously, but it's a little dated, I'm sure. Just so damn good. I love this book. This is one I will definitely be reading and rereading. Probably even more consistently than the David F. Walker 5-issue mini. Honestly, rereading that, even though there were things that I forgot about, I was like, why am I rereading this? I kind of know the end, and just, even that I didn't really know about. It's This, rereading this, I was like, this is why I reread books so soon after I've read them the previous time. Because they end up being even better the second time around. 9 out of 10. Maybe even a 9.5. Thunderbolts. This will definitely be one you will see as consistent, me reading as consistent as any of the other books that I reread every 3 months or so. This was an absolute standout. Only criticism I give is that this doesn't exactly tell you, before this you should read Avengers Standoff. But they tell you enough to where you have context. But anybody that hates that any more than I do, yeah, you're going to be a little bit pissed. But other than that, really damn good. The characters in here, I don't think are from the actual movie, but Jim Zub writes them in a way that even if, and I'm sure each and every, and I know for a fact, or I'm almost positive that each and every character is a character that he didn't create, except for one, which I'm not spoil because I didn't know about her going in, and I'm kind of you know what, it's good. I like that character, so I don't want to spoil anything. They're not created by him, but he writes them in a way that they may as well be, because they're written so damn well here. They seem like characters he created. And that is an impossible feat to accomplish. And of course, I know Bucky isn't one that he created, obviously. Some characters in here are kind of obvious. But some of them is if I've never really heard these characters before, if it turned out that he'd create the characters, I wouldn't be surprised. But even then, I know that he has. Sorry, I said that wrong. The characters are written so well that they do seem like his they do seem like characters he wrote, he made up himself, even though they're not. That's what I meant to say. But the story is really damn good. Like, again, perfect pacing. Just like the kind of comic that people say that we don't get anymore is this. That should be enough to persuade you guys to pick this one up. 8.5 out of 10. Panya. It was a weird one. I do need to reread it though, because it was one of those books I'm like, I didn't gather everything that happened in this book. Maybe a read would help, but I don't know. But leaps, like, this is one of Chris Robertson's the best. Did not like his Sarah Jewell book, and I wasn't too crazy about British Paranormal Society, but this is just as good as, well, almost as good as the Hellboy universe title he did. It's in the omnibus. I don't know specifically what it is. I don't think it's Sledgehammer 44 though, but whatever he made for that omnibus, I really enjoyed that. I remember really enjoying that one. Maybe it is Sledgehammer, but he co-wrote it with John Arcudi. But this is all him, and honestly, I think the ones I didn't like about that he wrote, I think it goes Mike Mignola. I think Mike Mignola maybe is too burnt out on Hellboy, and then I don't know. It's boring. Those two books were, but this is anything but boring. And Panya gets a 7 out of 10. I think that's fair enough. Creature from the Black Lagoon lives. Finally, a consistently good and interesting Rom V book, in my opinion. Rare Flavors didn't like. Death of Layla Starr, I liked enough. These Savage Shores, if Layla Starr had the artwork that These Savage Shores had, I think I would like Layla Starr even more. So far, my favorite is still These Savage Shores, because the artwork is so good. It's hard to explain because I don't have any good way of explaining it, but it's one of those books that the artwork does make up for its flaws somehow. That was just like so damn good. So far, I would say These Savage Shores is my favorite. Like, I already want to reread that one. In fact, you might just see that one coming out pretty soon here. Not this time around, maybe, but maybe honestly, maybe the next appetizer. But anyways, this was just investing. I wasn't a page turner exactly, because it did have some pacing issues here and there, but I think it's really good. And it's the first Universal Monsters book I checked out too. So it's, I'm glad that I kind of just am buying them off a whim. Now, the other writer, actually Michael Walsh, I don't know as much about, because I know him more as an artist than an author. But James Tynion, I just today actually bought his Dracula comic, and that one, like, I don't mind having bought, because, like, even if, yeah. But what I was trying to say is that because of this, I'm now more interested in these Universal Monsters Image titles. There you go. 7.5 out of 10, I think is fair for that one. Closer to an 8. Then Somna. Just as good as it was the first time. It is one that deserved the Eisner. That, and also, sorry, 9 out of 10. And that, as they say, is that. Those are the ones I've been able to finish thus far, and now I get to return them tomorrow, and have some open slots for the main course. So the books that are left over, I'm not going to say what they are. Kind of stupid to do that. And I just realized I've got to show off the image books. So that is going to be next time, because I want to wait till I finish those books. Might as well. I did finish volume 2. Actually, I finished Sleepless, but you get a full review of Sleepless, Middle West, Nomen Omen, and Black Science, to which I did decide to, because I had an open slot. I was like, fuck it, let's read volume 2, and that's what I did. So get reviews of those. Spoilers: Black Science felt the same. I felt the same exact way, not more. But you will see that review next time. This video is already 14 minutes long, and I gotta get back to the book. What time is it right now? Yeah, making good time. Good enough time. All right, that's it.